RPGs are my favorite kind of. I get really hooked for like 2 days and I put the game down for one and I still haven't played Pokemon since. The problem with most RPGs, for me at least, is that they have new IPs and have gameplay mechanics you can find in really any other RPG. New IPs aren't a telltale sign of a not interesting game, far from it, but most aren't different enough to warrant my time. There are those gems like Undertale, but that game mostly reels me in with the characters, writing, and story. The gameplay is good, but it's not the main focus. However, an RPG that I love has a recognizable IP, fun and bite-sized gameplay, and has a fun story that has a lot of fan service is... Whoops, that is the wrong clip. Go to the next one. FNaF World was originally released on January 21st, 2016. Wait, I've already talked about the game's lineage before. If you really want a retrospective on FNaF World, watch my previous video. But I didn't really talk about why I personally love FNaF World. Just me saying that already has a red dot on my forehead, courtesy of Scott Cawthon himself. Yeah, Scott really doesn't like FNaF World and tries to distance himself from any mention in the game, from pulling it off of Steam to cancelling the mobile port, even going as far as to break the fourth wall in the game to say how much a hole it ripped in the FNaF franchise because of the game itself. But FNaF World is quality, especially after the update too, but I'm getting more off topic. Back to more of this. Gameplay. The game has very fast-paced gameplay as it is an RPG. You have the ability to pick from 4 moves out of any character you want. I'm far from the biggest RPG fan, but the game was able to grapple me in with addictive and, for me, hardly repetitive gameplay. The moves are fast, but my aspirations for completing any other RPG dies even faster. It's kill or be killed in FNaF World. The opponent doesn't wait for you to attack first. If you're playing then accidentally drop kick your keyboard, you best bust out the Scott shape or your game will be over before you can even... The running style is quite comical. It breaks the fourth wall a lot, and has enjoyable characters to listen to, as long as you aren't playing the rainbow minigame. The game has a bit of a level imbalance issue though, meaning that if you don't go out of your way for encounters into level grind and go straight to every boss, you will most likely be stopped around to area 3. That's where a lot of RPGs lose me. You have to grind for experience to progress with little in between. I recommend listening to music while grinding on this game, because who doesn't want to spend hours leveling up the furry Phasman while listening to My Little Pony on repeat? Thankfully though, your average encounter shouldn't last that long, depending on which zone you're in, but to be honest, the non-boss characters are a total piece of cake. Oh boy. Yep, there's a lot more to this game than meets the eye. Like other RPGs, you can upgrade certain things to make the grind more bearable, like upping attack speed, damage, and even giving the player a bigger chance to catch more characters. Wait, characters? Unlockable characters. Because of the ever-growing number of FNaF characters in the franchise leading up to and since FNaF World, my god, Scott has included extra characters for the game of some sort of replay value, giving you the option to be any character in the universe, as of 2016. Yeah, the cast of characters isn't as expansive as it is now, but perhaps that was a good thing. Connection to the plot. Despite Scott disowning the game, he still threw a handful of hints towards the game's canonicity. Baby was first introduced in FNaF World. It showed the player Henry for the first time, who's a pivotal character and the main builder of the animatronics, while William Afton was the designer. It's a really cool connection for a seemingly spin-off game. See? Even the socially rejected can be cool. Extra content. There is still plenty to do after completing the game once. There are 6 other endings to the game, and if I was insane, I'd do more than one. There isn't much reward after besides some little statues on your game select menu. Although the extra endings and the new characters with Update 2 are really fun, there isn't much reward to warrant the copious amounts of pain and anguish required to get all the endings, or getting all the characters for that matter. That's why f*** you, Rainbow.